Hello, good people. Spot of Nerd here with your newest episode podcast information that maybe you do or do not know. But yeah, it's been a few days and this is probably going to be pretty brief, but I figured I'd give you some new content because if you haven't seen, but there is, I think it's the Brazil Comic Con, the one in South America. But we've actually today there was three pretty amazing trailers that just came out from Disney and from whoever makes Transformers. But we got the newest Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer. We've got the Indiana Jones 5 trailer. And then we got the Transformers Primal trailer, which I swear to you, I needed a change of pants because of just how amazing that film looks. I never really did, I think we did a review back in the day, Bumblebee. I actually thought those were a better storytelling of the Transformers. I really do feel that finally, they can take this Transformers series, the live action, into a direction that's well deserved. So I mean, again, I still do enjoy the Michael Bay films, the original Transformers, Dark of the Moon, the Mark Wahlberg ones. I really do. We can talk about those movies later, but um, when Bumblebee came out, and we've got, I mean, the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee, where you're actually on Cybertron, seeing the battle between Autobots and Decepticons, I swear to God, was one of the greatest moments in cinematic history, especially when you got to see Optimus Prime, classic Optimus Prime for the first time. It was just amazing. So now we're going to finally, if you were a 90s kid, we're going to get to see Beast Wars. And the coolest thing about it too is I have still held on to a new in box, unopened Optimus Prime from the Beast Machines. Beast Machines was kind of a sequel off of Beast Wars, but it looks like the way they designed Optimus in this Beast Wars film is off of Beast Machines. So I am glad because I kept a hold of that figurine, but I'm also glad because the value of that figurine is gonna skyrocket, and I cannot wait because heck, if I can get a good price, maybe I'll sell it. You know what I mean? Who's willing to buy it for 10 grand? Any takers? Any takers at all? Because there's one of you out there. You never know. Um, the Indiana Jones 5 trailer, again, I'm always, it's just sad nowadays because you really do have to become very skeptical with these trailers. They look incredible, but we always I would positively give you an 8 out of 10 times. We're usually disappointed in some way or another, either by the storytelling, by the woke agenda, by the media, blah, blah, blah. Usually is what ruins these films and the storytelling. But, I'm one of those rare people. I actually enjoyed Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Kingdom, the one that had aliens in it. Everybody gave it so much shit because, of course, Indiana Jones and aliens. But I always then like to remind people, you do realize we've had ghosts in these films, right? We've had a dude literally pull another man's heart out of his chest. Let's not really go, it's aliens as a too far-fetched idea in this franchise, if you honestly think about it in that respect. So, but no, this trailer, I mean, I will be honest, I don't mean this in a negative, nasty way. I do think he is just too old. I really do think Harrison Ford is too old. He should have passed the mantle on. I actually support Shia LaBeouf. I think it would have been a great idea to pass the torch over. A lot of people think maybe Chris Pratt would have been the better option, but honestly, I think Crystal Skull, Shia LaBeouf, I think it would have been a great way to pass the baton. But the trailer we got today, it does look good, but again, it makes you wonder, especially with Disney just destroying every franchise they get their hands on lately. It does make you wonder how bad this just might be, because I'm very, very pessimistic in terms of if it'll even be remotely good. So we'll cross fingers on that. And then finally, which there has been talk from, I think it was comic, there was a couple Comic Cons back a few months ago, the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer. Thank you, God. I really do think Marvel, maybe Phase 5, I swear to God, I hope they're learning from the atrocity, the butchering of what was Phase 4. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, again, there was, if you haven't actually checked it out, there was a Christmas special on Disney Plus right now that actually was really good. It really kind of held the classic tradition of Christmas, of giving and spirit and happiness and joy. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. But again, the film looks amazing, and I really do hope they stick to what makes it successful. Guardians is successful because it is completely out of left field. You have these wham bam bunch of kids and people and aliens that just, they knock it out of the park, and they can also incorporate their own fate, I guess, into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I've heard this may be the last film for the Guardians, because I guess they're not going to really write them too much more into the MCU. But if that is the case, I really do hope they go out with a bang. And I think the biggest thing I'm wondering is, what is that music gonna be like? You know, every single Guardians film has nailed it, and I really do hope that they continue that trend. I'm curious if they'll do 80s. I really do think they'll probably focus on the 80s. They might dip into the 90s, and I pray they don't do today's music, because today's music is just trash, absolute fucking trash. So, um, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But there was another. Oh, I guess, yeah. 2 weeks away, I'll do a review on. We've got Avatar, The Way of Water is coming out, and I've decided I'm gonna go see it in 3D. When the original Avatar film came out 20 fucking years ago, James Cameron, it was the first movie I ever watched in 3D, and I think it would be kind of a toast to go see it in 3D again. I know they're a bit more expensive, but no, I think it'd be kind of good. And visually, this movie, I will say, visually, this movie looks staggering, just absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. And when it comes out on like a 4K type thing, if you've got if you've got the television for it, it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. So very much optimistic about that film. We'll say that. There's even there because of the huge success, they're gonna bring Top Gun back to theaters. So if you haven't seen Top Gun in theaters, I do recommend going to see it in IMAX. You want to experience that film in IMAX. I've said it during the review. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch that on YouTube. Pretty amazing. And then other than that, there's some other stuff coming that I'll discuss a little bit more down the road. Don't bother with the Santa Clauses. I think I mentioned previously that it's worth a watch. Just stop. It's a fucking it's a toilet. It's a shit show. So we'll don't waste your time. And then I'll kind of wrap this episode up. I want to touch base next episode, plural, of course, with the China situation, the Apple situation. I finally received my mug from Louder with Crowder and Mug Club. This is probably the best thing ever in my life right now. It's so dumb and it's so silly to think that a mug will define such happiness and joy, but if you get a chance, go and check out my most recent Instagram post, where I kind of detail why it's so important having this mug, because I've mentioned, and I'm not afraid to share anymore, that a lot of life right now is torture, when it comes to just trying to get people to really see what's going on around them. And it's tough being intelligent, I guess. I mean, and I know that sounds really cocky and really egotistical, but if you know me, if you listen to me, if you watch me, you know where I'm coming from, because um being the outcast, the conspiracy theorist, it's hard. It's very, very hard, but at the end of the day, I do sincerely at the bottom of my heart, I really do see that bit of hope that for the first time in my life, I'm actually doing much, much better. Not physically, that's another thing we'll talk about, but um mentally I think I'm doing okay. But yeah, physically I just had some back surgery and it sucked. Oh my God, it sucked so bad, but I'll tell you about that another time. But anyway, y'all, thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening, for watching, for supporting, sharing, everything in between. If you love this content, again, I really would appreciate you subscribing and following and listening, sharing it out to your friends and family. If you don't and you've made it this far, congratulations, because guess what? That means I'm getting free rent in that little brain of yours. And there was another. Oh yes, the World Cup. England will play Senegal on Sunday, December 3rd. I think it is 3rd or 4th, something like that. But very hopeful that we can get through there. If we get through there, we will likely be against France, and that will be a very, very hard game to play. So, but the best news ever, Germany, for the first time in a very long time, has been kicked out of the World Cup in group stage. And we can thank Japan for that. They are a team that we never saw coming. So, very, very cool. If England don't make it, I'm going for Japan, hands down. No joke. Japan, I want you to take it if England doesn't. So, it'll be fun. You should be watching. Hopefully, you are. But anyway, all. Thank you all so much for watching. We will talk and see you guys next time. Later.